just listening to the Scottish. Let's turn that off for a minute. Yeah, up here in the, I've been in the sticks for about a week or so now, so I'm running a bit low on shopping, but I don't want to go down yet. I want to stay up here because I'm at a lovely camp here, but all the clouds have come in. You can't see naff all out there at the moment. So I'm running short of a bit of stuff. I'm running short of bread now. You know, bread is my staple diet, guys. I eat bread every day. So I've only got a couple of slices left, and Skye has bread in her food as well, which is lovely too. But so I'm getting a bit low, and instead of going down the mountain, I'm going to cook some bread, guys. I used to cook bread when I was a wild camper bushcrafter. It's a simple bread, guys. Because my oven is playing up a little bit, I can't quite get to 50 degrees on it. It's only running at about 100, so there's something wrong with the jets. Jets need cleaning or something. So I'm going to do it in a frying pan like I used to do when I was wild camping. We used to call it, I forget the bloody name of it now. It was a certain bread we used to cook. But this is a variation of it, and it's a frying pan bread. A bit like bannock bread, that's the name of it. It's bannock, what you cook on the campfire. A bit like bannock bread, but this is a recipe slightly different. It's just a basic bread recipe, really. No eggs. All done in a frying pan. No kneading required. You need to obviously let the dough rest, let it rise and all that business. But I go through my cooking bread in emergency in a van, and it is quite nice. You can either have it crispy on the outside or nice and soft. You know, so it depends what you want. Anyway, crack on with this bread in a frying pan. It takes about, with the resting and the kneading, no kneading for this, just a spoon, so don't get your hands wet, messy either. So it's all done in a pan or a bowl. So 30 hour and then half hour to cool down. So a nice chunk of bread in an hour and a half to 2 hours in your camper van. Country Vanlife, Vantucker, my way. Right, let's get on with this recipe. I'll show you. Right, here we go, guys. Sorry about the sound on that intro track. I don't know what went wrong there, but here we go. Just in a pan or a bowl, you can get your ingredients, guys. It's a really simple recipe. You can obviously use gluten-free ingredients if you want gluten-free bread. We're going in there with some yeast to start with, teaspoonful of yeast. Then we're going in with some nice strong flour, bread flour or whatever, or self-raising, guys, so it's nice strong flour. We're going to get a couple of mugfuls of that into the bowl. The yeast is at the bottom, the flour's on the top, and get those, I think it's 2 mugs. The recipe's at the beginning, at the end of the video, guys. Lovely jubbly, nice and simple. Then we go in with some salt. Now the salt, you have to keep the salt away from the yeast, otherwise it will activate with the yeast, and we don't want that yet until we put the wet ingredients in. So in goes a tablespoonful of salt. Lovely jubbly, in she goes, and then we give that a good another teaspoonful of sugar as well. There we go. So all the recipes at the beginning, at the end of the video, if you want to follow through and have a go at this, guys. It's nice and simple. You don't have to get your hands messy. There's no kneading, none of all that fluffing about with bread. It's a simple bread. As I say, it used to be a bannock campfire bread that I used to do. I do this over the campfire, which is lovely. Get all those ingredients nice and mixed up and combined. Lovely jubbly. There we go. That's the dry mixture done. Now we're going to just pop in some warm water. This will activate the yeast and get all the magic going on inside the bread, guys. Get the rise going and whatever. Lovely jubbly. In goes a mugful of warm water. We give that a good old pounding, give it a good old mix. So no messing, no kneading, none of that kneading for half an hour, guys. Getting all your hands messy, all done in a one pot wonder in country van life and tucker. That's what we like, and no pans to wash and all that. Get that all spread about as well. Now this actually, because I've not done this for some time, this mixture, I've done this a little bit too wet, but we'll crack on anyway. But the recipe that I've put up will make it a lot drier and a lot more fluffier. Right, once that's done, you cover the bread with cling film or whatever, put it in a warm place. I can't find my cling film for the life of me, it's in one of my cupboards somewhere. So I've just put a plate on top with some white on there. Leave that for around about an hour, and you'll notice you'll get a rise in there. So all the magic is happening with the warm water and the yeast. There we go, 10 to 4. We'll come back in an hour. Lovely job, mate. And we're back at 5 o'clock, and look at this lovely view outside, Christine. The weather today is bonkers. 1 minute it's raining and sunshine and cloudy and howling winds, and next minute it's calm. Right, that hour's done. Now we turn over the dough again. As you can see, it's a little bit wet there, so next time I'll make it a little bit drier, but we'll crack on anyway. I'm sure it'll turn out nice. It'll probably just be a little bit heavy, but hey-ho. But the recipe that I've put up at the beginning and at the end is the drier recipe, so it should work out well. What I'm doing now is getting my frying pan. It's all going to be cooked in a frying pan, guys. Lovely jubbly. Just grease the oil pan with some nice virgin oil or rapeseed oil. There I am. My hands are clean, guys. Give the pan a good dousing all around the sides as well. Throw in the dough. There she goes, plopped into the pan. Lovely. Right, and we're going to give it another prove for another 20 minutes or so. So we need to cover this again. Get it sealed with a cover, guys. There you can see that it's in there. Lovely jubbly. That will rise up. And I'm going to try and find something to cover it. I haven't got a lid for my pan, so I'm going to use a plate again. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. You make do, don't you, in a van, guys? Right, we're going to let that rest for about 10-15 minutes. Then we're going to start cooking. Look at this view. Absolutely stunning. Right, 10 past 5. We'll come back in about half an hour. And we'll crack on with the cooking of this lovely Van Tucker bread. It's gone all miserable again out there. I'll do a time lapse in a minute of this these clouds going across. There we go, guys. Half hour past. Lovely jubbly. Let's go and see what's going on now. Right, let's get the stove lit. Now you want this really low, guys. My stove is a little bit temperamental, so I have to be a bit careful. It's trial and error on whatever stove you got. There you go. It's risen slightly again after the second rise. Put the pan nice and low. Again, we've got to cover the pan again, guys, because it's going to act like a little mini oven on top of the pan. So I've done these on campfires, and it's absolutely lovely. On the campfire bread, you can't beat it. Right, we'll cover that, and we'll let that cook for about, I don't know, say 20 minutes. But keep having a look, you don't want it burnt, guys. So it's trial and error, whatever cooker you've got. And we'll just wipe that down. We'll let that cook away for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then we're going to flip it over, guys, and do the other side. Lovely jubbly. Right, you can have this bread as crispy as you like, so you can have gluten-free, have it as brown as you like, or light. It all depends if you want a crispy cover or a crispy coating on your bread, nice and crunchy. You can add flavours in, thyme and all sorts of flavour. You can have flavoured bread. You can put anything in there, guys, if you want to, currants or whatever. Make a fruit bread. All sorts of recipes you can do with this particular base recipe. So give it a go, see what you do, and let me know how you get on. It's a nice, simple recipe. So it takes about 2 hours from start to finish for you to have bread in the van if you're running out. Right, that's been cooking away. And what we're going to do now, we're going to flip it, take the lid off, and we're going to turn this baby over and do the other side. Now, the other side will only take about 10 minutes. It's not as long as the first side. There you go, the bread has risen. Now if you touch the bread now, you can see that's flying about in the pan now. The underside is cooked, and the bread will go nice and firm. It won't be wet and soggy now to the touch. It'll have a nice kind of coating on top of it if you just give it a feel, guys. If you give the bread a little bit of feel. There you go, nicely risen. So it looks a bit heavy because I've put a little bit too much water in there, but the recipe of the stuff, as I say, will be fine. Right, we're going to flip this over. Here we go. Let's flip it, Stephen. Here she goes. Flips over. Here we go. Lovely doubly. It's a bit brown underneath there, guys, but I don't mind that. I like my bread nice and crispy and crispy. Right, what we're going to do now, for extra flavour on this second cook side, on the reverse side of the bread, we're going to pop some butter in the flame. Get that nice and warm, guys, because it's only a short cook this time. the butter won't burn, so just be careful when you're doing it. You don't want to burn butter. This will put a lot more flavour into the bread now. And what I'm going to do is put the bread back in there, which I have done, flipped it back the other way up. Lovely jubbly. So you can put garlic in there or whatever to flavour the bread. Right, look at that outside, what a magnificent view. As I say, I'll do a time lapse in a minute, but there's Skye. Lovely jubbly. Right, that's been cooking away for 20 minutes. We'll take it off, we'll have a look, we'll get it out, we'll put it on a cooling tray. We need it to cool now for about 20 minutes so we can slice it up for you and have a look what's going on. Alright, gas off, lid off, and there she blows. Oh, that looks nice. That looks lovely. The underside is a bit more cooked than the top side, but that's perfect. That's exactly the way you want it there, guys. Lovely, fluffy, crispy bread with butter in. That's lovely. So you can have garlic or flavoured butter or whatever, flavoured oils, whatever you like. As I say, you can use gluten-free and everything as well. And that looks absolutely lovely. There you go, nice and firm. We're going to let that cool down now. I'll put it by the window for a few minutes to cool down, and we'll have some slicing, and we'll see what this tastes like, guys. So it's a bit dense, as I say, because I put a little bit too much water in on this recipe, but it'll be fine when you do it with the recipe that I put up with a little bit less water. But it's all about trial and error. It's all about having fun in the van and cooking in the van, guys, saving money. Lovely jubbly. So it's a crack on. Oh, look at that view. Absolutely stunning outside then. And what a place to have your bread cooling, and the smell of fresh bread in the van is to die for, guys. Especially if it's garlic bread or flavoured bread, but the smell of fresh bread wafting around inside Christine. I wish I had smell-o-vision so you could smell it, guys. Absolutely divine. I'm in a lovely, this is a what I call cloud camp, up in the hills above Lake Clatteringshire, on a remote logging road camp again. I love these logging roads, they're amazing. Let's do a time lapse, shall we? Here we go. Lovely jubbly. Hope you enjoyed that time lapse, guys. Right, let's get this bread out. Let's have a look what's going on. Let's have a look how it's turned out. That looks bloody lovely. Right, put that down. So it's a little bit dense, but it'll be better when you do it with the recipe, guys, because there'll be less water in there. So let's crack on with this. We'll get some slices and see how it slices. Lovely jubbly. It will rise a lot more as well if it's not so dense, guys. So crack on with it, you'll be good. Here we go, nice slice. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that, slice is lovely, nice and crispy, nice and fluffy inside as well. Absolutely, look at that, that's lovely. You can see the air bubbles in there, they're a little bit tight. That's because it was just a bit too wet, the mixture that I did this time. But next time, just a little bit less water. But the recipe that I put up is fine, will work out fine for you guys. But it's okay, oh, that tastes Absolutely lovely. It's not too bad actually, even though it's a little bit denser than I would like. That is absolutely beautiful. Nice and crispy, nice and fluffy. We'll whack some butter on there. Oh, you can't beat fresh bread and butter with jam, guys. Lovely, absolutely divine, to die for, honestly. Look at that, lovely, nice and fluffy. We'll slap some butter on these, guys. Slap some butter and we'll have a little bit of a taste, eh? There you go, looks alright, doesn't it? That looks Pk. As I say, there you go, gluten-free if you wish to use gluten-free flour. For those guys who want gluten-free bread, and easy peasy, it'll turn out just as nice. Nice and fluffy, and here we go. Right, we'll get some butter on this, eh? We'll slap some butter on. I do love me butter, you know me with me butter, guys. Sit down. Oh, what's it, guys? Oh, that camera's a bit crooked, but hey-ho, it is what it is. This weather's crazy today, absolutely crazy. Here you go, guys. Lovely buttered bread. Oh my. That is good. Fresh bread in the van. Nice crusty base. Really nice, guys. But that's fine, guys. That's perfect bread. That's lovely. Fresh bread, warm bread with butter. There is nothing like it, guys. Straight out the oven. There you go. That's my Van Tucker bread. I make lots of things in the van. It's all about saving money as well. I make my own jams, my own preserves, I make my own ice cream, I make my own butter as well. So if you want to see any of those videos, guys, a bit bright, isn't it, that light? Put you over there for a minute. So if you want to see me making butter or jams or preserves or ice cream, yeah, ice cream in a van without an ice cream maker. That's a good one. So if you want to see any of those preserves, jams, or ice cream, butter, put some comments and I'll do a video for you. Looking pretty awesome out there now. Did a bit of a time lapse for you. What's today's way? Looking at me bloody self then, you plonker. Looking pretty cool out there. See all the clouds rolling through the tops of the trees, the forest there. Amazing. And where you can see out the back of the van what's going up there, I don't know. I'm spinning around the lock. The sun's just setting over there. In the west, in the side of Crusty on this logging road. Back in the van, guys. Sorry about that. Up today's I am absolutely loving this bread. That is absolutely delicious. Beautiful. Van Tucker bread, homemade bread. Catch you later, guys. Comments down below. Give us a subscribe. Give us a follow. Share all the good stuff. Thumbs up and all that business as well, guys. And catch you later. Comments below if you want to see any more recipes. Ta-ra, guys.